Today could mark the end of the internet as we know it. The United States just snuck a bill under everybody's noses to basically force age verification, biometric scan, and digital ID on every single aspect of the internet. And so if this passes today, it's GG. And I don't normally ask this, but I'm asking all of you right now to please leave a like on this video and please comment and just share.
Yeah, this is really bad. This would negatively impact so many people. Would force a lot of content creators to have to give their IDs to platforms that would, and their information gets leaked and they get doxxed. Terrible for VTubers. Because you think you could just stream on a platform and not give over your personal info? Well, not anymore.
Share this video around. More people need to be aware of this situation because today is a make it or break it for the internet. Depending on how the voting goes in the House today will determine if the internet basically comes to an end. And so there is ways to potentially fight back against this today. You could call your representative, which I will...
Yeah, there'll be a huge amount of AI verification through chat analysis. And I'm sorry, if you're a Minecraft content creator, you're underage, etc. If you enjoy things that you used to enjoy when you were a child, now, well, then you need to prove you're an adult. Like video games, especially video games in Sonic. If you like Sonic, child.
We'll talk more about in this video, but for now, please help share this video around for people who are aware of this situation. This is actually happening. The entirety of the United States is about to force in age verification today. I'm not even joking. I just became aware of this late last night, and a bunch of people are becoming aware of this as well. You can see a lot of people slowly starting to recognize and kind of key in on what is going on here. It is not good. You have even politicians from Japan.
That's why they wanted to get rid of people like Massey in Congress. He would have definitely opposed this.
Japan talking about this situation. So let's dive head first into this. So basically, there is a package of multiple different bills and laws and stuff that are passing through the House right now. And basically, there is going to be a vote to be able to pass this. And
Actually, Massey's still in Congress right now. He was just primaried, so he's still going to serve it out till the elections. So that's good. He'll definitely be opposing this, but he's only one guy.
Bills within this package is being supported by bipartisan support, so to speak, this right here, which basically means that both political sides, Democrats and also Republicans, are both in agreement with passing this package of different laws. And this, in one law in particular, that is...
The Uniparty. The bad shit has... bipartisan support, like, for example, probably the bills to merge Israeli and U.S. military. The same situation.
Raising a lot of eyebrows is the one that is basically KOSA, the Kids Online Safety Act, that will force age verification onto every single person within the United States. And basically, to get into specifics, it will force every single platform to make sure and reassure that they know you're of age and of an adult. For instance, if a platform doesn't know you're an adult, they could theoretically get fined and get into a lot of trouble. So they're being forced to implement some form of safety rails or guards to prevent, basically young users being able to get on. In a perfect world, this sounds completely okay. But the thing here is that we've seen time and time again with the laws within like the UK and the EU that these online safety acts, the digital, IDs, biometric scans, and everything does
the information will get leaked, guaranteed.
The exact opposite of protecting people or even protecting kids. It puts everybody in danger. It puts your personal information out there, and it basically makes it to where everybody's at risk for potential data breaches or, just getting doxxed in general. It's not good at all. And so the point here is that this law is being pushed through the door and under everybody's noses pretty much. It's just snuck under everybody's radar for the most part. And now it's at that point to where there's not really much you can really do but hope that there's people on the voting that do notice this and actually deny it. But this is literally happening today on the 29th. Like, today is Monday the 29th in the United States right now,
yeah.
And this is getting voted on. This is bad. Like, this is really freaking bad. Like, this is basically the moment of, is it over? Is the internet dead? That is pretty much what this is. So let's get into specifically what is being said here. So we have little over 24 hours to save the internet. The vote is being rushed to the United States House floor on Monday, the 29th.
Just for some more context, some stories on it. Okay, well. Online age verification law could kill whistleblowing. A House bill ostensibly aimed at protecting children will raise the risk of journalist distance and whistleblowers. Will raise the risk. Yes, that is exactly why it's being passed.
Buried inside the Kids Act are provisions that will push online services to verify all users' ages, require government-directed moderation, policies for online speech, and even create new rules about private and encrypted communications. The bill has bipartisan support and large corporate donors who have all a vested interest in eroding your privacy and freedom of speech. Similar bills have already passed in other countries, for instance, UK and Europe, and individual states, and led to ID scanning mandates, aka what's going on, for instance, with like Pornhub. You know how you can't access it without basically IDing yourself? More or less, this will become the entirety across the whole internet. Like, you'll have to ID yourself just to access the freaking internet.
Or you become like the UK, where they put over 10,000 people online in prison for harmful posts online. And by harmful posts is if you post reality. If you get mugged by a migrant and you post, "I was mugged by a migrant" on social media, that's hate speech, because it might encourage people to have anti-migrant views afterwards. And digital ID will help the government track down the people making hateful posts. In other words, posting reality, posting facts online. And that's how it silences dissent and how it silences the truth.
Internet. And this will be, from my understanding, countrywide. It won't just be a specific state, it will be basically countrywide. Anyways, faulty AI moderation, the removal of encrypted messages, etc. If passed, some platforms will require ID scans from all users. Some may try to deploy faulty estimation technology that will randomly trigger and cause your accounts to either permanently delete or locked until you fork over an ID. These systems have been a disaster, where deployed in other regions it led to many accounts losses and data breaches. So more or less what's being said here is that all these platforms will implement some form of like AI system to determine if you're an adult or not. And obviously we know that these systems are very poorly managed and they basically mess up all the time. And so there's going to be thousands, millions potentially of people that are going to get falsely flagged, and they're going to have to put their ID up to be able to identify themselves as an actual adult. And basically what this means is that, yeah, you've proven you're an adult, but now your information and where you live, your driver's license and everything, whatever you use to verify yourself, is now on that site. And you're trusting this random website with your personal information. I know I wouldn't, but that's basically what's going to happen. You want to access Wikipedia? Well, you need an ID for that. Oh, you want to access Google? You're going to need an ID for that. You don't want to watch a YouTube video to be able to save your grandma that's having some problems,
It's also to go out after message boards. Like, biggest one is 4chan. Like, 4chan, you don't post your ID, government can then ban 4chan. And say any forum, comments on a video on YouTube or on any platform, they want you to have your ID so they can, you speak the truth. You mentioned that there was a rape in your area in the UK. Well, now in order to make that comment, you now need to provide your ID so the police can come pick you up for hate speech.
Basically can't breathe and you gotta figure out CPR, well, you need an ID for that. That's basically what's going to happen here, is that you're going to need an ID just to be able to access the internet at any given moment to determine your age. This is disastrous, not just for the internet, but for private.
It's a combination of hate speech laws, which will be coming in the United States, just like they are in the UK, because the entire point of digital ID is to combine it with hate speech laws so that anyone make a comment anywhere online that the establishment doesn't like, they can come and arrest you and put you in jail, like they do in the UK.
Itself, and this is the domino effect that I have literally been talking about over and over and over again. This is that Shimoneta 1984 reality that we have entered into. If this passes today, this could be, I'm not even joking, the end of the internet as we know it. This is literally creeping towards that dystopian-like future where you're no longer anonymous. You no longer could be, a different person online. You could just be anonymous and just do whatever you want. You will now have a face attached to everything you do online.
Don't you want to live like they do in China, where you have a social credit score and everything you do, like your internet connection is connected to your identity, and government can know everything you look up and your whole life, and if they disapprove, maybe your carbon footprint is too big for the leftists in the United States, then you could get punished for it.
This is absolutely scary because it's a complete invasion of privacy, and the big thing that these companies want to do for you, or why they would want your information, is to be able to sell your data, but also be able to target you with certain ads and make profit off of you. Because let's just be blunt, we all
Targeted ads is the least of the problems we'll have if this passes.
know this. If you have been on the internet, you know that if certain websites track you and know what you're into, they will start throwing certain ads at you that you might be interested in. They figure out
Targeted scams is what we have to look for. If your scammers knows your entire identity, they can look that up online. Combine that with an AI, advanced scamming AI. There's so many people are going to get scammed if this goes through.
everything about you to be very predatory, to basically target you with certain ads or marketing. And they're going to go to an extreme level with this, especially if they know exactly where you live, your full name, your age, and everything. It's going to get a lot worse. And then that's not including, for instance, data breaches and selling your data to third-party companies or even countries at that. It's not good. So, yeah, everything about this is just bad freaking news. And the scariest part about this is that this is bipartisan. I want to reiterate this. This means that it's a both sides problem. This means it is Democrats and...
It's a swamp bill. It's a bill from politicians that have completely sold out.
Republicans both coming together and being like, this is good. And when you have two political parties that are always at each other's throats, wanting to basically completely topple the other, coming together to agree on something, yeah, no, this ain't good. And I've been talking about this over and over again, that both sides want to censor the internet, both sides want to kind of usher in complete surveillance and knowing what you're doing at any given time, because it means that they will be able to control the narrative, be able to censor you, and know what you're doing. I mean, we've already seen the dangers that this causes within the UK,
Yeah, things like Pizzagate, the censorship of that has really failed. And this is an effort to reestablish censorship on those issues. They will have everyone bring up pizza after this passes. You might get deplatformed.
in Europe. I mean, we've all seen it. We know what's going on in Europe. For instance, if you want to talk about illegal immigration, for instance, in Europe or UK, they will send police at your house or potentially censor you. You'll get a fine or whatever. They're more concerned about that than actually fixing real issues or, addressing things to try to fix things. And that's what's going to happen here. And so I think that this is a massive attack on freedom of expression.
And this is a failure of Trump. The fact that Trump is not... he's president. He has the biggest podium in the world. And that no one, either he doesn't know, which is a huge problem and a failure in of itself, or he knows and is going along with it. Either way, this is a complete betrayal by Trump. He should be the one out there advocating against this. Like, he should be doing a true social, saying, what is this horrible bill that's going to be used to disenfranchise Americans? And, oh my God. And Democrats who are all voter ID, like black people are too stupid to get an ID. They're not going to require an ID to use the internet. Then if you follow their logic, black people won't be able to use the internet anymore because they can't use IDs. God.
Free speech and also just your privacy itself. This is horrible. And this crazy thing about this is that this legitimately was slid under everybody's noses, and not many people have become aware of this until literally today. That's insane. Like, that's so freaking insane to me. So, yeah, Honestly, guys, the only thing you can really do at this moment is what Earl Manser actually posted here, is to contact your representative on all that right here, which I will link this in the description. Please contact your representative for your state to basically not allow this to happen. It's honestly the only way to be able to stop this, but it's so late. For instance, it's literally today. I don't even know if it would work. In the time you guys see this.
This is just a House. It needs to pass the Senate too. And Trump needs to sign it into law. So, it's not guaranteed yet. And, well, we'll know for sure if Trump is completely sold out if he signs something into law that has this in it.
This video, maybe the votes have already happened and it's already passed. Maybe it got denied. Hopefully it did. But yeah, I'm sounding the alarm here because this is
Because I will say, Trump turning gets massy. Huge. Yeah, I really hated that. And he basically lost me on that. But if he signs into law any piece of legislation that has this in it, yeah, now I'm on the Trump hate train.
A red flag. This is basically everything, the build up from like last year with Kids Online Safety Act and everything that has been built up to this very moment, and it's finally here. It is finally here, and it's packaged in so many different bills to make it look like if you try to shoot this down, you seem to not care for kids' safety. That's what they're doing here, because I want to really showcase the maliciousness of how it's just very disingenuous. They're naming this, for instance, the Kids Act and all that. They're like burying it in a title like that. So basically, it looks really bad if you're against this. If you're against this type of stuff, you legit don't want to protect kids. That's what this looks like, and it shuts down any counter argument or any dissent or any politicians that want to speak out about this. It makes them look bad. Optically, it makes them look bad. And so it's going to make it to where they're going to lean heavily on just supporting it, not to look bad optically. Because let's
they're going to make a lot of enemies if they pass this.
be honest, it's all about optics. That's what people view things as. And so optically, they're going to vote for this because they don't want to be viewed like someone that doesn't care about kids. So yeah, just, oh my God. Like, I really hope there's some sensible people at the House today in the United States when they vote.
Oh, and eventually Asmund Gold's going to do video on it, and it's going to tick me off so much because he'll be saying, I was right, I knew it, digital ID was coming, it's inevitable, I knew. No, digital ID is basically democracy losing. It would be a reversal of all the trends in recent years of deep state losing control over the media, losing control over the narrative. So, no, I don't believe it's coming. And I believe they're pushing it, they want it, but I don't believe it'll come into effect and be implemented. Again, this would require a complete betrayal by Trump of signing whatever this is into law.
Vote. They shut this down. Please don't let this pass. Please don't let this pass. I really, 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 really hope that this does not pass and that we find out, like, later today, this gets shot down. Please. Please, 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 please. I will leave it at that, though. I wanted to bring this up.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's being shot down. Kids Act would put Washington in charge of how we communicate online, which is not something I want, because Washington is a swamp. U.S. House passes youth online safety legislation. Kids Online Safety Package clears House, drawing warnings from digital rights. So it's the House. It still needs to pass the Senate and get signed into law by Trump. Which, this right here is why it's a good thing that Kamala Harris didn't win. Oh, I shouldn't say that. If Trump doesn't sign this, then that alone would be worth having voted Trump despite the Iran war. Because the Iran war would have happened under Kamala Harris too. Anyway, that's it. Something very nasty has passed the House of Representatives and is heading to the Senate. And hopefully we somehow manage to kill it. Otherwise, the internet is going to be a much shittier place. This will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Come watch on Kick or Twitch. And I'll see you next video. Bye. Although for this week, come on Kick, because I got my first ban on Twitch. I watched a spicy Tectone video on a spicy subject, and He streams on Kick, and I should have realized that that was risky. All right. Bye.